With tensions rising in the Indo-Pacific region of the world, China continues to grow as a world leader and bully in the South China Sea. Recent incidents between the Philippines and China has raised global tensions along with the stealing of Vietnamese oil in the region. The UN's failure in controlling the growing nation in the South China Sea has concluded with only sanctions and disapprovals on claimed territorial waters. From the violent acts against Philippine Coast Guard vessels with the goal of expanding fishing lanes to the seizure and drilling of oil reserves within Vietnamese waters, China has broken and disregarded dozens of internationally agreed upon borders and laws, with frequent harassment of US warships and construction of man-made militarized islands in the spratlys. China is clearly attempting to assert itself as the next world leader in the region. Most recently, the point of focus in the world has been the seizure and fracking of oil off the coast of Vietnam. With little navy and army, the country stands hopeless against such crimes. However, after the Vietnam War and creation of a communist government, Vietnam stands on a knife's edge as a friend of China, but also with growing fear of economic disaster on the horizon. The UN sits in its chairs as the world holds its breath, waiting for one world leader to do something about the growing concerns in the South China Sea. President Owen Johnston has entered his third year in office. The US has finished its RIMPAC exercise when unexpected orders come over the satellite phones of the CSGs positioned to the south. Sail north to the coast of Vietnam and position yourselves defensively between China and Vietnam, it reads. World leaders know this is no easy task, however. China's anti-shipping forces in the south are some of the most numerous and advanced the world has ever seen. With the rise of upgraded Soviet Badger bombers and J-11 fighters, China is designed to sink US carrier strike groups who dare to intervene in their crimes. 2 PLAN oil rigs have also been constructed off the coast of Vietnam within close proximity to their main export harbor of oil, Musalao. As United States carrier strike groups 6 and 7 approach the coast, and Vietnamese forces start massing on their northern coastal border, Chinese PLAN-M amphibious forces mass to counter possible US landing operations. PLA infantry and mechanized infantry also position themselves on the border of Vietnam in major road crossings in towns. With US ISR unable to identify forces located deeper into China, we feel that we might be running in blind. As expected, the LHD Tarawa begins landing operations in the harbor of Musalao, and US forces land uncontested. Unexpected, however, is the range to which the Chinese have spread their forces, almost 100 miles inland. CSG-7 also detects an ISR ship escorted by 2 times Type 54D destroyers, the most advanced in the PLA. They don't seem to be messing around. It quickly becomes clear to the army units positioned in Musalao that they are in for a world of hurt. Chinese Marines position themselves around the island to destroy it from the waves to the northeast and north, while the Chinese army stands off with the Vietnamese forces in the towns of Mong Chi and Dongjing. The US Army spends no time relaxing, taking up defensive positions and setting charges along the northern bridges with infantry companies and mechanized infantry supported by artillery companies positioned towards the center of the island. Another infantry company and mechanized infantry company are held in reserve to hold the port. However, civilian casualties are on the minds of all if this turns violent. Army commanders begin to survey the battlefield. The town of Musalao seems to be a mixture of rising terrain with forests and populated areas on the coasts. Deployed there is the 25th Infantry Division, alongside the 55th Infantry Company, 14th Mechanized Infantry Company, 2nd Infantry Combat Company, and 22nd Infantry Company. All of these are combat veteran units and are ready for war. In opposition are 4 infantry companies and 2 mechanized infantry companies, a part of the 147th Infantry Company, 142nd Infantry Company, 145th Infantry Company, with the mechanized units from the 135th and 134th Mechanized Infantry Companies. All of these Chinese soldiers are ready for war and have been trained specifically to fight the United States. They might just get their chance. The world knows a modern war between the US and China would not be decided on land, but on sea. To the west, Carrier Strike Group 6 steams towards Vietnam, and on the east, Carrier Strike Group 7 steams along the coast of the Philippines. Comprised is an LHD and the CVN-74 in Carrier Strike Group 6, along with 6 escorts. Carrier Strike Group 7 is refueling at sea, with only a single CV and 6 escorts also to protect her. In opposition, there are 4 surface action groups with 1 carrier strike group. To the west, we have intelligence gathering vessels that have been following the LHD operations of Carrier Strike Group 7. We also have a surface action group with a Type 054 Delta destroyer just in the center of the South China Sea. Finally, equipped with a full squadron of J-11 bombers, we have the Type 001 Liaoning, the only operational PLAN aircraft carrier strike group. Supporting the Chinese Navy, there are 3 operational airfields housing a variety of aircraft, including the new H-6 bomber and J-15 fighters, all of which are equipped for anti-shipping operations, anti-ground operations, and anti-air operationals. The pieces are set, the players are in motion. All that's left is for action.